Hey folks, John with Two City Dogs Brewing Company here. What I've got here is my sort of Pliny the Elder clone. I've replaced the Simcoe hops in the boil with Mosiac. I really wanted to try out Mosiac, so replaced Simcoe with Mosiac. I'm going to dry hop today with Simcoe, and I'm going to show you how I sanitize all the equipment that you're going to need for dry hopping. And I'm going to take a hydrometer reading of the beer right now. It's been in the fermenter for about 9 days. Alright, so first things first, as we all know, anytime you're brewing, you got to be drinking. So what I've got here is a Moylan's Hopsicle Imperial Ale. If you don't know it, you got to try to go out and seek it. It's the best that I've tried up until date. I've never had a Pliny, so they say this is probably the next best thing. Some people say it's the next best thing. I love the Hopsicle, so cheers. What I've got here is my bucket for secondary fermentation. I'm going to use my auto siphon. I've got some bleach water in here. I'm going to transfer it using the auto siphon. That's going to help to sanitize the auto siphon as well as the bucket here. There's a couple of things about the auto siphon that are kind of tricky. So basically what you want to do is draw it up. And then once you start getting a flow, you'll notice you have a flow here to here. What you do is right here on your tube, just gently pinch your tube there, and that moves the oxygen through there. That's more important when you're doing it with the beer, because you don't want to mix your oxygen with the beer. You don't want your beer to be oxygenated inside of your secondary fermenter. So I'm going to get these guys sanitized. I'm going to go ahead and get everything dried off, and then we'll start moving the beer liquor out of the carboy and into the secondary. Just a real quick word about your fermenters. Anytime you're dealing with a primary or secondary fermenter, you're going to want to make sure that fermenter is completely clean inside. In other words, once you're done with it from your brewing, make sure that you clean that thoroughly. You can't sanitize a dirty fermenter. Very important. You cannot sanitize a dirty fermenter. When you're using the plastic, try not to scratch the sides of the plastic with anything. I generally don't use soap. I only use bleach and water. And then I rinse very thoroughly. You don't want to scratch the inside of these plastic fermenters. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so now we're ready to transfer from the primary into the secondary and dry hop onto these 2 ounces of Simcoe hops. There's already 10 ounces of hops in this beer right here. It's going to be a big one. Get going. Let's go ahead and put them right in the bottom of the secondary. We'll go ahead and assemble our auto siphon. Basically what we're going to try and do is get this deep down into there, into the secondary. So you're not creating too much oxygen. And then I'll go ahead and put the lid while we're doing the transfer. And we'll take a hydrometer reading somewhere in the middle. Auto siphon works by gravity, so you're going to want to have your beer higher up than your bucket. We'll just go ahead and give it a couple of draws. Initially, that first little bit's going to look a little bit start getting some clear beer coming through. Go ahead and settle in. Got a nice flow here. There's no reason to pinch off the line. Just go ahead and let that run. I'll let you take a look. Alright, so there's our beer flowing into the secondary right there. And it's coming through nice and clear. It's got a good color to it. Don't want too much oxygen getting in there. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and put a cover on that. We'll take a hydrometer reading and then we'll go ahead and put a cover on it. Alright, then your hydrometer comes in this plastic tube. What you want to go ahead and do is fill this tube up with your beer. Once you've got a nice, good, clear flow. And go ahead and drop your hydrometer down inside of there. Initially it was at 1.084, and right now looks like we're at 1.040, so we're about midway through our fermentation. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. So I always like to taste the wort as it's moving along. Put this lid on there. While I do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw this lid right here. You want to make sure that things like pet hair, your own hair, flies, anything like that don't get down into the beer right now. Anything can infect the beer and cause off flavors or actually sour your beer or spoil your beer. So just keep that. Alright, so it looks like we've captured about 4¼ gallons, which is more than what I was anticipating. I was thinking probably a little bit less with using almost a pound of hops in this recipe. All we've got to do is go ahead and just hammer this lid onto our secondary, move it into a place where it can remain at about 73 degrees. That's what this beer fermented at, was at 73 degrees. A little bit higher than you normally want to. You probably want to go about between 68 and 70, but it's summertime and we're not loaded, and we're definitely not making any money at this. So shout out to my friends at Moylan's. Absolutely delicious Imperial IPA. And if you take a look, my SRM is just about the same. Looking good there. Also, folks at Hop Union that provide us with our hops. They're delicious. And yeah, that's that. We're going to go ahead and leave it inside of this secondary for another week or two. I'm planning on brewing an Imperial Stout. I'm going to put them both together inside of this wooden barrel and age them on oak together as like a Taji Black and Tan. And yeah, see how that all comes along. Thanks much. Cheers.